Hello, guys, and welcome to the quantitative ability course. And before starting a preparation, there are certain prerequisites which are supposed to be equipped with, and that is going to be tables, squares, and cubes. Now, tables basically help you in calculations. We'll see in many cases, if you're good with numbers, you can solve the question very, very quickly. So that's the whole idea, okay, of studying squares, cubes, and tables. Okay, just being familiar with numbers. Squares are any number raised to the power 2. So 1 square is 1, 2 square is 2 into 2, which is 4, 3 square is 9. So ऐसे करके at least 30 square तक पता होना चाहिए. 30 square is 900. Okay. And we must also know cube still 15. 15 cube is 3375. Cube means any number multiplied 3 times. Okay. Apart from this, you should know prime numbers, factorials, and also powers. Powers of 2, powers of 3, 5. Okay. We'll learn all this as and when we go further. But before you begin, I would recommend that you know tables, squares, and cubes as starters. Okay. Secondly, see, whenever you talk about a quantitative ability, especially, remember that whenever you're solving a question, okay, you are at the source and you're trying to reach a destination. There are different ways to reach the destination, so you must always strive to find the fastest way out. Okay, मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ कि आपको हमेशा बेस्ट अप्रोच ही मतलब फाइंड करके क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करना चाहिए. Okay, whenever you're solving a question, okay, just look at the question, try to figure out the answer by whatever means you know, by whatever approach you know, conventionally, equation बना के, formula डाल के, whatever you know. Okay, but after that, always try to introspect ki whether there can be an easier way to solve the same question. That will help you immensely. Okay, so let's start the very basics. Okay, I have listed the tables here. Okay, you can take screenshots, you can take squares and cubes ka bhi screenshot yahan pe. I have done it for you guys already. And we'll basically see some operations with numbers now. Okay, now those of you all who do not have a very strong base of mathematics, or those of you who don't like or have not liked maths in school, okay, please pay attention. Let's understand the basic operators with positive numbers pehle to. Okay, let's say 5 plus 5. We know 5 plus 5 is equal to 10. It is as good as 5 into 2. Same way, 5 plus 5 plus 5 is equal to 15, which is 5 into 3. Okay, so adding the number 5 n number of times, it's basically equal to 5 multiplied by n. This tells you that multiplication is nothing but repeated addition. Okay, so 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 written n times, the answer is basically 5 into n. So any number a written basically n number of times, it's basically a multiplied by n. See, going on further. Okay, the same thing can be observed for division also. Okay, let's say if I write 10 divided by 5, it tells me कि 10 को हम लोग 5 के parts में कितने बार break कर सकते हैं. So the answer is 10 को हम लोग 5 के parts में exactly दो बार break कर सकते हैं, right? 5 and 5. 5 plus 5 is 10, right? So this is the meaning of division. Okay, it's basically repeated subtraction. 10 में से हम लोग कितने बार number 5 subtract कर सकते हैं. Okay, now as an example, let's consider the number 11. 11 से हम लोग नंबर 5 कितने बार सब्ट्रैक्ट कर सकते हैं? एक बार सब्ट्रैक्ट किया, you get 6. दूसरे बार सब्ट्रैक्ट किया, you get 1. So this 1 is called as the remainder, something which you cannot divide आगे जाके. Okay, and that's exactly how the concept of division evolves. Okay, division is nothing but repeated subtraction. Okay, guys, now we go on to the next part. We will see some addition and subtraction operations for positive and negative numbers as such. So we start with positive numbers. Positive numbers ka game is completely sorted. Okay, addition ho, subtraction ho, division, multiplication ho. Okay, it's very, very easy. Okay, 25 plus 5 is 30. Okay, 25 into 5 is 125. 25 minus 5 is 20. 25 divided by 5 is 5. Now, the only problem is if you're subtracting a greater number out of a smaller number. So if you say, let's say subtract 5, may say 25. Okay, now here we will discuss this shortly. It's as good as two opposite signs numbers being added. When you do that, you subtract them actually and put the sign of the greater number. Okay, so 5 minus 25 may say, if 5 is positive and 25 is negative, you subtract them and jada bada number is 25. You put a sign of 25 in the answer, which is minus. So answer is minus 20. See, it's as simple as that. Okay. Now the main problem arrives when we're dealing with negative numbers and numbers with opposite signs. Okay, we'll discuss them shortly. So negative numbers mein kya ho jayega? Whenever you say minus 5, that means the value is 5 with a minus sign. That is what negative numbers are. Okay. So in terms of simple addition, minus 25 minus 5, it's as good as 25 plus 5, which is 30. Just attribute a minus sign to your answer. Okay, this you can do for any negative number out there. Okay, let's say you add minus 20 and minus 50. Just add 20 plus 50, 70 and put a minus sign. The answer is minus 70. Okay. Similarly, when you multiply and divide negative numbers, okay, the answer is always positive. Okay, two negative numbers you multiply, the answer is positive. Two negative numbers you divide, the answer is positive again. Okay. The main problem now comes in subtraction. Okay. अब subtraction में ये होता है. Let's say I subtract minus 25 में से minus 5. So we have 25 minus 5. Okay. Now the minus signs placed together, they undergo chemical reaction and they become plus. As simple as that. So minus 25 plus 5 हो जाएगा ये. Okay. And this we are going to see shortly. Okay. Numbers with opposite signs में क्या होता है? So minus 25 plus 5 will be minus 20. Okay. So let's take the example of minus 25 plus 3. Numbers with opposite signs. Whenever you're basically adding numbers with opposite signs, just subtract them and write the answer as 22 in this case, and put the sign of the greater number. Here it's 25, the sign is minus, so answer is minus 22. Okay. Same thing you can observe for, let's say, 25 minus 3. It's as good as regular subtraction. The answer is 22. The greater number is plus 25. So the answer is plus 22. Okay. Now multiplication and division of numbers with opposite signs are sorted. Why? Because you just need to multiply or divide and put a minus sign. Okay. Minus subtraction becomes slightly complicated, as I said. Okay. If you're not very much familiar with this, you have to pay thoda sa attention. Okay. So minus 25 minus 5 we saw. Okay. It's very, very simple. You're basically adding two numbers with a negative sign. But if I write it as such, minus 25 minus of 5, okay, you have to interpret this as two numbers being added, which are these minus 25 and minus 5. So the answer is minus 30. Add them and put the minus sign. Okay. Similarly, if you write 25 minus of minus 5, okay, as I said, the minus signs undergo a chemical reaction and basically this part becomes plus. 25 plus 5 is 30.